Welcome traders, welcome everybody in our yet another trading psychology series session. Today is a special one because we are not going through the usual and the standard trading psychology path. We are actually utilizing today Stoicism and philosophy of the great Greeks. Okay, we want to utilize that knowledge, we want to apply it, we want to understand it. So welcome everybody. Now I want to announce that during the last psychology series live, we had given out 5 10K challenge accounts. 3 of you have claimed it. 2 of you, we are still waiting for you to claim it. In today's session, we will also give out 4 10K challenge accounts. However, I'm going to tell you throughout the session how you can claim those accounts and how you can actually take part in trying to win one of the accounts. But let's focus on trading psychology. Let's focus on the great Stoicism and how this can actually help you to be more resilient in your trading approach. Now, there is a discussion in trading today that we are going to dive into. Now, the discussion is that usually there is a speculation between trading psychology, between technical analysis, and between risk management. However, we always combine everything together because in order to be a great trader, you do have to have good mindset and psychology. You need to have good technical analysis behind you and data behind you in the way that you approach the market. And of course, in all of that, you need to apply risk management because everybody can make money in the markets by pressing buy or sell button, but it's about keeping the money over the long period of time and manage that account in a very risk management conscious way. But today we will be focusing more on the mastering the emotional control and the decision-making processes. Sometimes we deviate in our trading psychology series and talk about risk management. At times we talk about more technical side, but today specifically we will be actually talking about our mind. Now, the Stoicism principle can transform the way you approach trading and how you are making decisions and how emotionally resilient that you are going to become. The whole notion about Stoicism is not allowing for the external factors and for the external circumstances to affect you, but actually it's about taking the accountability of what you are going to do internally, emotionally, and in terms of your behavior based on the situation that you are in. The Stoicism emphasizes that you have a control, even in the situations where you are challenged, when you feel like you do not have that control. Actually, if you don't have a control in one area, you are going to gain control in another area. So it's not about the external markets as a trader. It's not about the volatility. It's not about economic news. It's not about the unpredictable news. It's not about what Trump is going to say, what tariffs are going to be. It's about what you are going to do with these circumstances, because at all times, as a trader, as a human, you do have decisions to make and you do have control over those decisions. I know at times it feels like you do not have control over those decisions and that you do need to rush into certain let's say trades or movements, but you don't. And this is where you want to gain that self-awareness that every situation that you cannot control offers you an opportunity, an area to gain control. And this quote is an extremely powerful reminder that regardless of the challenges, regardless of the situation that you are currently in right now, you always have the ability to control your response to the situation, and you will achieve harmony within your trading when you will be able to not allow for the external events to dictate what your P&L should look like, because you will have an understanding that actually the external events rely on your interpretation. So why are we doing this session? Why are we actually going into understanding Stoicism and trading, and how does it tie in into psychology. And this is because as a trader, you are constantly faced with uncertainty. You are constantly asked to predict data that does not yet exist, right? As a trader, you sit in front of your charts and you look at the past data, past behaviors, past patterns. You look at the current data, what's in a present in front of you. And you actually, as a trader, your job is to predict what's going to happen within the next hour, within the next 3 hours, within the next 15 minutes, depending on what type of trader you are. And you have to literally predict what may happen. Of course, that in itself is not an easy job. That in itself actually you will be faced by challenges, because just in general, as human beings, we do not like being in areas of our life, in gray areas, in areas where we do not have answers, because that can cause us to actually feel anxious. That can cause us to make decisions that are more emotional. And this is where, when as a disciplined trader, you understand that and understand how you can control your responses to the external circumstances and not to allow for the external circumstances to dictate how should you behave in the markets, this is where you become a rational trader. So let's move into Stoicism and actually understanding. So it's a philosophy from the 3rd century BC, and it's an ancient philosophy, okay? And it focuses on your inner strength, on your self-confidence, and on rational thinking. And when you master those things in your life, not just as a trader, but just as a person, this is where you will see mental clarity and you will develop resilience in whatever life is going to throw at you, okay? And it teaches you how much you cannot control external events and how much you have control over your thoughts, over your emotions, over your reactions, over your decisions, and over your behaviors, of course. So I very much would recommend the book to you all, which is called The Little Book of Stoicism. And that really nicely covers of what Stoicism is and how you can actually put greater control in your life. So this is a philosophy that is designed to make you more resilient, happy, more virtuous and wiser, and as a result, better, you know, because this is how you become a better person, better leader, better trader, better person in general in the way that you are going to approach life and life circumstances, you know, and you will not longer in a phase of uncertainty and adversity lean into that. You will actually understand that if there is a will, there is a way. You can always find a way. And even in the most challenging circumstances, you will be able to face that uncertainty with level-headed. Yes, you may still experience, of course, you know, the emotions. It's not about removing emotions when it comes to trading psychology. It's about understanding your emotions and understanding why you experience certain emotions and what you can do with those emotions. So you can understand the trigger, what are your trigger points, what kind of emotion it triggers in you as a person, as a trader, what's the intensity of that emotion. Then once you understand that, you can then create that stoic gap of control to understand that, okay, this is what I might do, this is what I might do, this is what I might do. Those are my options. This is the actual logical explanation for this situation. And even though you will be hit with the emotions, that is fine. Being hit by the emotions is being human. But it's about what we do with it, how we interpret it. Because whatever is happening in the markets, it's not about the fundamentals. It's not about the movement, the volume, the volatility. It's all about how you perceive it, whether you perceive it as a good day, bad day, whether you are going to engage in various trades, whether you are going to put your account and compromise your account in that scenario and engage in trading. That's what it is about. So you actually have the control what you are going to do with it and understand for yourself how should you engage in a market. So with Stoicism, there is never such a thing as failure. And I give you a real life example. Let's say there is Sarah. She's a 35-year-old, and she is a sales professional. She gets laid off unexpectedly after 10 years working at the same company. Of course, she feels devastated. It's uncertainty about her future. She feels like she has given to this company for 10 years all her energy, all her talent, and she feels like she had been treated unfairly. So what would be the Stoic approach? Of course, we have the emotional approach. She feels devastated. She feels upset. She feels underappreciated. But this is where she can apply the control to the controllable. So she cannot change the company's decision, but she can control her response. Instead of blaming external factors and say, well, they were like this, they were like that, she shifts her focus to upskilling herself, networking, for applying for new roles, to seeing that that was a journey and a path that she has undergone, but actually this is going to give her an opportunity to continue her path into further area of her professional development, that she sees those setbacks as opportunities, as signs of actually moving forward. And it's not, job loss is not a failure, it's actually reframing her career, reframing her skill set, and an opportunity for her to engage in a new career path and move forwards. So she would be letting go that way of the unnecessary suffering, because there is one thing, certain things we cannot change. We cannot change. Those things will persist. But this is where we have to acknowledge that, yes, I do not feel comfortable with this situation, but I'm accepting it for what it is, and I am going to forward think about it. So yes, as much as losing a job is painful, in Stoicism, it teaches us how those challenges don't define us as people, same as your losses, but our response to those situations is going to define us as people. So now let's think about Stoicism and trading. So what you have to do is you have to focus on things that you can control. So let's think about it. What are the things in the market that you can control? Now, I want you to drop your comments into the YouTube comment section and X comment section. What are the things in the market that you can control? Engage with me. Tell me what you are thinking. Those sessions are here for you. So I want you to engage. And the best comment, I'm going to pick on the spot the winner. If you are going to tell me what are the things that you can control in the markets. Now, YouTube, comment in a live, what can you control? The best comment is going to win 10K challenge account. Okay, I'm counting down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So you can control taking your trades based on your strategy. That's it. Stoicism teaches us how those who lose the losses don't define us as a person. Leverage, overtrading, risk management, risk management, risk management. The first person that myself, overtrading emotion, immature trading. Now myself. You know what? The comment I like the most is Hulk. Hulk, in your bio, in YouTube, leave your email and we are going to gift you an account and email you yourself. That's the only thing that you can control. And what comes under yourself, of course, all of those things that you guys said, overtrading, emotions, risking, etc. But really, what you can control is the strategy. What strategy are you actually executing? Is it on higher time frames? Is it on lower time frames? Are you a scalper? Are you a day trader? Are you a swing trader? How do you analyze the markets? Is it first on weekly and daily time frame, or is it on 4H time frame? Or is it straight away on 1H time frame? What other time frames do you look at, and for what purpose? This is your strategy. What are your entry models? That is your strategy. What else is in your control? Risk. What kind of risk are you going to apply per trade? Is it 1%? Is it 0.5%? Is it 2%? Is it 0.25%? It is all down to you and up to you. Nobody makes those decisions for you. Strategy, risk, and execution. Nobody's forcing you to execute. And every time you execute, you should think to yourself, am I executing out of fear? Am I executing out of greed? Am I executing out of chasing the trade and chasing the profit because I just experienced a loss? Am I executing out of frustration, or am I executing in line with my strategy? You as traders should ask yourself that question over and over and over again, because very often what traders tell me is we execute and we over leverage and we lose our accounts. It seems like it was a different person in me and started executing, buying, selling, and you just lose yourself in your own mind. And this is when you lose yourself in your own mind, this is where you make most mistakes. And I know that myself. I am a trader too. And I need to check in with myself constantly, because I'm not just a trader. I'm also a psychologist. I'm also surrounded by people that I need to interact with. I also have life. I also have work. I also have this. There are so many different factors in my external environment, and I need to navigate through it when I am on the charts. And I need to make good decisions. But I need to always think, is my decision logical and conscious, or is my decision based on the emotion that I am experiencing temporarily? So strategy, risk, execution. Hulk, remember, put in your YouTube bio your email, okay, in your about section, and we will be able to get it, and we will email you afterwards. I will personally email you. Now, you should always prepare for the uncertainty in the markets too, because when you are uncertain and you experience a loss and you don't know what to do next, this is where your emotions will tell you what to do. And your emotions are based on fears. Your emotions in the markets are often based on negative emotions. Therefore, the negative emotion will tell you to do something negative towards your trading P&L, towards your behaviors. And this is how you're going to start self-sabotaging. So this is where you have to prepare and understand there is uncertainty in the markets. Even if I'm going to engage in the most probable setup that 90% of the time always worked out, there is still uncertainty in it. It may still not work out. And this is where always, when I go into a trade, I expect a loss. I expect a loss personally to this point where I enter a trade, I don't look at the charts. I don't look at it, and then I move away and I give myself about 5 minutes not to be emotionally attached to it. And then when I look back, when my trade moves in a profit, I'm almost surprised. And I was like, oh, okay, nice. Because already when I entered the trade and I put it away, I said to myself, this is a potential loss. That's fine. I'm cool. Can my account handle another loss? That's the question I always ask myself. Doesn't matter the account state, whether I'm in drawdown, whether I'm in profit, whether I've got profitable day, week, whatever. Can my account handle that one loss, that -1 R loss? If the answer is yes, great. That means I can be traded. But can I mentally handle that? Because your account handling things is number one, but you mentally handling things is number two. And you always have to check in with yourself whether mentally you can take another loss. If you can, that means execute. You're good with it. You know that uncertainty in the markets is there and you are okay to lose. But if you are not, your account can take it, but you can't take it, then guess what? You will make silly decisions afterwards, because it's about you, the executor of the strategy. We say that over and over again. I will never stop saying it. It's all about you, traders, all about you. So when you are ready for the uncertainty, and when you get another loss, and when you have a losing streak or you have a losing week, you will see those setbacks as an opportunity rather than reasons for frustration. Okay, it's another loss. Why? Have I entered too early? Did I rush that trade? Did I not cover the low or the high properly? Did I not take something into consideration? When I take a loss, I always look. And very often when I look, I think, oh, wow, I overlooked this on a higher time frame, because I rushed the trade. Because even though I went through a mental checklist, I rushed that trade. And then I look, I shouldn't have done that. There is always a reason for something. And there is a reason, one reason that we don't like as traders. In the markets, you can lose. Everything can be perfect conditions, strategy, your mindset, everything can be absolutely in harmony and beautiful. And you will still enter the market and you will still lose that trade. Because that is the nature of the markets. And that is something you need to get used to. And also, I want you to see your setbacks as opportunities. I know that so many of you already may have not achieved what you wanted to achieve for 2025. I know that some of you are on track. I know that. But I know some of you are not. I know that some of you said in 2025, I will do things differently. In January, I will change the way I approach the market, the way I think about things, but it hasn't happened. But this is a reason, an opportunity for growth, not for frustration. If you are going to feed frustration, you are going to act out of frustration. So it's all about training your mind consistently and over time to detach from the emotions, not to remove the emotions. It's about understanding your emotions, when they happen and how they happen, but it's about detaching from it. And it's about detaching your actions from your emotions. And that makes sure that you make decisions that are based on facts, and they are logic and process driven. So actually, Stoic principles can help you to eliminate those impulsive reactions, make rational decisions, and maintain composure. So no matter what markets will throw at you, you are actually ready to move forward. So let's focus on what we can control. So you can control your mindset, execution, and risk management. What can you not control in the markets? Go on now. Please tell me what you cannot control in the markets. And the best comment is going to win another 10K challenge account. The previous giveaway is in our blog. If you go to our psychology blog, you can see the nicknames of the people, the handles of the people that won. Tell me what can you not control in the markets now. YouTube, X. Please comment, what can you not control in the markets? And the best comment is going to win another 10K challenge. I can't control direction, how market moves. 10 more seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Market itself, nothing in our control. We can just take a bit from it. We cannot control prices and time to reach TP and stop loss. Play with Raman, you are the winner. This is the beautiful explanation. I love what you said. We cannot control the price, and we cannot control the time and by what time the TP or the stop loss is going to be reached. So usually you may sit in your trade for an hour, and this time you will sit for 6 hours. Usually you may sit in a trade for actually 5 minutes because you're a scalper, but this time it's going to be 20 minutes. We cannot control that. We cannot control whether the price is going to go up, whether it's going to go down. We cannot control if it's going to hit our TP or our stop loss. And what do we do as traders? We stare at the charts and we think we're giving ourselves that illusion of control. Okay? Illusion of control, thinking the more I look at it, the more it is going to go my direction. And we start obsessing over it. And then you look at it, and the more you look at it, you start adding positions. You start changing your stop loss. You start removing your stop loss sometimes. You start getting out of your trade because you think, no, I'm break even. It's keep on moving up and down, up and down. I can't do this. I'm getting out. And guess what? A few minutes later, the price shoots into your TP. What does that cause? Frustration. And what does that cause? Overtrading. So even though you were in a good position, because of overexposure and looking and thinking you've got control, that actually has set you up to put yourself in a position that is not unfavorable. By the way, all of your comments are actually fantastic and beautiful, but that comment about price and your lack of control of how long it's going to take until it reaches your TP or stop loss is beautiful. So team, please, let's play with Raman. Play with Raman, please attach your email address in your bio on YouTube, and we are going to contact you via email. I personally will email you with your 10K challenge account, okay? All right, let's continue. So we cannot control market volatility. Yes, news events. We can, of course, see on Forex Factory as an example. Yes, there is a red folder today, non-farm payroll. Okay, so technically, during the non-farm payroll, there's going to be a huge volatility. Well, there might be huge volatility beforehand. or there may not be volatility, or there might be volatility that we haven't seen before. There may so many things happen. It may go up, it may go down. So those news events and volatility, we cannot control. What can we also cannot control? Other traders' success. Why do I mention it? Because so many of you still pay attention to what others have succeeded with and how they have succeeded and what they have achieved. And if that inspires you and pushes you to be a better trader, I am all for it. But if you are comparing yourself for 1 second to another trader and think, look at them, they have achieved this, I haven't achieved that, then that is the kill of joy. Comparison is a kill of growth in trading. Okay, so we talked about it during last session. Stop FOMO. We said, don't compare yourself to traders. And I hope that those of you who returned to this series today, that after last series about FOMO, you went through your social media and you have removed people who are actually planting the negative seeds on social media in your brain and are stopping your personal growth as a trader. So embrace the setbacks as opportunities. Losses. What are your losses? What are your losses? Now, I want you all to comment, but nobody wins. Nobody wins. I just want you to engage and comment. What are losses in the market? Tell me what are losses. What does a loss mean to you as a trader? Please type on YouTube, on Instagram, on Twitter. What does a loss mean for you as a trader? And you're going to tell me what it means to you, and I'm going to tell you what actually a loss means. And I think I'm going to surprise you. Tell me what a loss is. Let me see comments on Instagram here. Let me see. A loss is when I didn't follow my strategy or rules. Okay. Losses are my learning fee and looking at mistake I can improve on. Okay. A loss is not following my plan. A loss is just a business cost. Losses are opportunities for learnings, overtrading, when I blow on my account, the cost of doing business, lots more revenge, more loss. Losses can be a lesson or just simply the nature of a strategy. So some of you, a loss is a hungry stomach. That's really deep. So some of you are actually telling me here what is a good thing, and some of you are speaking out of the motion because you are saying losses are out of anger, frustration, or losses are when I don't follow my plan. Losses may just happen, by the way, just for the sake of happening. Okay, loss is standard in the markets. But I tell you what a loss is. Loss is a data. When you get a loss in the market, that is a data point. That is a data point that you can learn from. Whether that is a win, whether that is a loss, whether that is a break even when that's a missed opportunity that you did not enter that day. All of it is data. The missed opportunity is the non-recorded data that you would have to fetch yourself. But the rest of it, break even, stop loss, take profit, it's a data. But let's focus on the loss. That point of data is telling you something. It's teaching you something. Majority of the time, it will teach you something. There will be times that you will understand it was just loss in the market. Another time you will understand I actually did not analyze the markets well, because you may have beautiful strategy, but on some days you will be wrong as a human. That's okay. You may see that you overlooked higher time frame. Like I said, that often if I do something wrong, higher time frame, because for me, if I go with the direction of higher time frame on lower time frame, so lower time frame is my entry time frame, but if I go in line with 4H time frame, then I'm usually okay. But if I go against it, then I'm like, oh, I overlooked this. Okay, it's a data point. It's not a failure. It does not mean that your strategy is wrong. It does not mean that you've done something wrong. It does not mean that you're a bad trader. It does not mean that the markets are against you. It just means that the next data point was just a loss. So embrace it. Embrace it and master that emotional neutrality. So you are neutral. And winning and losing are both part of the process of being a trader. You're a trader. You will lose win, take break-even trades, you will miss taking trades, you will win big, you will lose big, you will win smaller and lose smaller. That is okay. That's what you're supposed to do as a trader. That is okay. So you have to really sit down tonight, and it's your exercise for this weekend, and think, what is trading in the essence? Trading is not just clicking buy and sell. What is trading? Trading is actually a job of probabilities, of allowing for your data, for your strategy, and for yourself as a person, as a trader, to allow for the numbers to play out over a period of time. And when they do, this is when your returns are going to come. And that is going to help you to avoid impulsive reactions. I told you before, I may have a winning month, but I may have within that winning month a losing week and a break-even week, and that's okay. I understand that. This is the variability that we get as traders. So patience and understanding the core of what it is of being a trader is going to lead to long-term results for you. Now, I'm going to give you a technique, a pre-mortem technique that is going to prepare you for the worst. And when you are prepared in the market, this is where you will be able to succeed, because majority of the time, most of you make emotional decisions in the markets when you are not prepared. And when you are not prepared, this is where something happens in the markets. There's a big event. Or let's say you forgot to place your stop loss. As an example, and the market goes against you, and you're supposed to be 1 hour down where you would normally place your stop loss, but you look at your platform and you see you are 5 hours down. Okay, what's next? Panic sets in. You will immediately feel your nervous system, your heartbeat moving faster. You will perhaps getting a little bit more sweaty. Your breathing is you're going to hyperventilate. Okay, what now? What do I do? And this is where, when we plan for those events, for what may happen in the markets, for the things that may go wrong in the markets, when we plan for them, we have like almost emergency plan. So see, when you look at the emergency services, they always have a plan for things that meant to work and when the things go wrong. And when the things go wrong, they know exactly what to do, and they have the procedure. And when you have a procedure of what to do when things don't go into the plan, this is where you will be able to engage logically into logical execution rather than make more emotional decisions, because more emotional decisions very often are going to, of course, have you engage in more risky behaviors. So the Stoic strategy is to anticipate the challenges before they happen. So instead of post-mortem reflection, so post-mortem reflection is essentially a reflection of the bad things that happen. So let's say a loss in the market, and then you would reflect, okay, a bad thing happened, how do I reflect on it? You know, but post-mortem, it's more about what could be the potential dangers, what is the potential risk out there, what may actually happen, and I'm going to in advance prepare for it. So that's going to help me to avoid panic, impulse trading, and of course, emotional decision making. So for example, let's say you just purchased a challenge account with funding pips and you have 5% daily loss limit. And I've just given you an example of forgetting to set your stop loss. And you should think to yourself about different scenarios, because different things may happen in the market, especially now that Donald Trump just came to the office and now he's a US president again. A lot of things are happening. He's making a lot of changes, and those changes have immediate effect on the dollar strength, immediate effect on gold, immediate effect on other trading pairs, on crypto as well, you know. So there is a lot going on at the moment. So out of the blue, something may happen. And it used to happen before. He used to even tweet when he was a president before. He used to send a tweet and the market used to just explode in one direction or the other. And it was just out of the blue, and there was slippage, there was this and the other. So example, what if I lose 4% of my account? What's my plan? What if I forget to set my stop loss? What's my plan? What if I'm going to take 3 losses in a row? What's my plan? What if I get slipped in the markets due to a news event that was unexpected, or Trump just made an announcement? What's the plan? That creates a mental blueprint on handling your setbacks logically and with a plan. Okay, so then scenario, losing 4% of the account, premortem plan, daily and weekly risk caps that you should have. So you have risk management techniques and you have your targeted losses. So if I lose, let's say 2% per day, or if I lose 4% per week, I will stop trading immediately and review my trades. Okay, or if I'm going to do that and have, let's say in one day, I've got for a full week 4% to play with, but I lost it in 2 days. Okay, so journal the losses, analyze what went wrong, psychological, personal, technical. Was it in your control, outside of your control? Was it to do with the news? Was it to do with some speeches? Was it to do with volatility? Was it to do with you and your poor decision-making process? Identify the patterns that you have recognized in the markets. Why did you enter the market? Reassessment periods, like give yourself time off. And you also need to think what works best for you as a trader, because I know what works best for me. Sometimes what you need to do is take a break from trading and think, let me just step away, rethink, and then re-engage again. I know I don't reassess and re-engage or anything. I need to turn up the next day. I need to be better. Why? Not to make my mind lazy, because if I mess up in the market as a trader, I will assess myself the same day. I'll understand what happened, why it happened, because there usually is an answer. It's a simple answer. I did not follow my rules. And the next day I will be ready. Yes, I know how I messed up. I know what I cannot do. In trading, sometimes it's not just about knowing what to do and adding, because of what I see across social media platforms and what traders are looking for is to add. Let's add another strategy. Let's add another pair. Let's add another trading mentor, trading coach. Let's watch another video. Let's watch another podcast. And it just creates a noise. Actually, instead of more, you need less. You need less things. You need to start cutting down on the things that are distracting you, cutting down on the things that don't work, cutting down on the things that are not providing you with value. So this should be your focus. So you need to pause and review and understand, what if I hit my losing streak? Let's say your losing streak is seven losing trades in a row. And let's say that's your worst. But what if that happens? What's next? Are you going to take a break? Are you not going to take a break? Are you going to lower your risk? Are you not going to lower your risk? Give yourself all of those rules ahead of time. Understand what it is that you can and cannot do. And that is going to help you to move forward with an approach that is solid and logical. What if your win rate drops significantly? Are you going to reanalyze your strategy? Are you going to jump to another strategy? No. Stick to one thing. Become a master at it. Stop jumping from one thing to another. One thing. Execute it properly, because that's usually the problem. It's not about finding a new thing, new strategy. It's about understanding what is working, what is not working, and becoming master at one thing. If you, for example, just focus on one thing, let's say New York Open, one H candle in consolidation, or one H candle on supply and demand, and you only during this hour were trading a specific approach, and you've mastered it and become super good at it and studied it and understand every detail, that's going to make you money. Instead of you jumping to another approach, and you jump to so many approaches, but you don't execute either of them in a proper manner. So this is where you actually will start focusing on preparing things going wrong, things going right. What am I going to do in this scenario, that scenario, other scenario? And then you can reassess and be ready. And when you are ready, just say, okay, When this happens, this is what I do. When this happens, this is what I do. So, for example, if you go into drawdown on your challenge account or your master account, are you going to lower your risk? What kind of risk are you going to start with? How will you rebuild your confidence? Because losing streaks can have an impact on our confidence. And I know it's very often to say, no, detach from your emotions. And of course we want to detach, but there is a process of detaching from emotions. You don't just detach like this. No, there is a process that you have to engage in, that you have to train yourself in and understand step by understanding all of those different topics, because those different topics will have different impact on all of you. It may have a larger impact on Roy. It may have smaller impact on Binabi or Summit. It may actually touch the majority of you and you think, oh my God, this topic is amazing, which some of you may think, not so much, but the previous topic was really good. That means that those topics are hitting into things that are relevant to you. And then when you will understand based on those topics how to explore yourself and how to understand yourself, you will start making better decisions in the markets. So now I want to give you an application to applying Stoic mindset in trading. Okay, so focus on things that you can control rather than that you cannot control. Okay, so I want to read you a quote from Marcus Aurelius. He was a great Stoic, and he says, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." So again, the quote goes, you have power over your mind, not the outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. So trading, what can you control? Your execution, your mindset, your risk management, and your process. What you cannot control: market movement, news events, external factors. What is the solution to it? Before each trading session, list out on paper. Those are the things I can control. Those are the things I need to let go of. And those are the external worries that are playing on my mind, but I don't really have control over them. So what do I want to put my focus on? Only on the factors I have control over. So those are the things I can control. These I cannot. So let me focus on the things I can control and really master them and create checklists for all of those. So what can you do as the next step is develop a rational and role-based system. So I've got another quote from you from Seneca. If a man knows not to which port he sails, no wind is favorable. So what does that mean? If you don't have a plan to where you are going, it doesn't matter where the wind goes because you don't know where you're going. So if the wind goes left, the wind goes right when you're on the boat, does not matter. You need to know where you are sailing. So have a clear trading plan. What is your entry? What is your exit? What is your risk limit per day, per week, per month? What are your execution processes? Ask yourself those questions before placing a trade. Does this align with my strategy? A very simple question. Is it out of emotion or strategy? Next, stick to plan, whether it's a trade, whether the trade wins or loses. Evaluate your best decisions, not based on the results, based on execution. And of course, practice emotional detachment. So we suffer more in imagination than in reality. That's Seneca again. We suffer more in imagination than in reality. Really repeat that to yourself. You suffer the most here. And here in your mind, you spend the most time. So you should make sure that you make it a nice place for yourself. So stop making emotional bias in the market. I tell you an example. Sometimes I get into the market and I think, okay, I'm trading, let's say gold, and it should go up based on my analysis. But then I can see that the way the market is shifting, it's going south. And the old me would focus on not, I said it's buy bias, I'm sticking to my bias, buy, and it would be loss and loss and loss and loss. But now I see, okay, I take a loss, I'll step away, come back, reanalyze, and I'm like, actually, I was wrong. Yeah, it does look like sell, and I sell, and then I usually make, you know, that back. So remember that losses don't define you, because one thing that I saw when I asked you guys, what does a loss mean to you? You said, oh, when I break my plan. No, a loss may just happen in a market. It's not a proof of your trading abilities. It's just a loss. And it's okay to lose in a market. Actually, we are blessed as traders that we get to lose, and at the end, we can still make money out of it. That's absolutely fantastic. So treat trading like a business. Each trade is just a data point. Each trade is like an invoice, a losing trade, an invoice that you are paying for the cost of your business. So maintain that emotional neutral state. Journal your emotions before and after. Understand yourself. Traders, I beg you, understand yourself. Spend time on understanding yourself. And now I want you guys to drop in the comments, what are you going to do from today, not from tomorrow, not from Monday, from today, to improve your emotional control in the markets? I am going to give an account for the best comment. Please now type in the comment section on X and on YouTube, what are you going to do from today, tonight, after the trading session, to implement greater control in the markets, greater emotional control in the markets? Type, and we are going to give you an account. I'm just scrolling up. I see comments coming through. Follow my plan, journal, and most importantly, focus on what I can control. Follow my plan, journaling, go, go, go. Okay. Okay, it's Winnie38 is going to win the account. Oh, wait, the rest are coming through. Wait. Okay, let's see. Creation of a systematic plan and following it faithfully and being content. Oh, beautiful. Stick to plan, detach yourself from the emotion. I'm going to plan for when the market doesn't go my way. I love this. I love this. I'm going to plan for when the market is not going to go. I'm going to follow my trading plan, and I realize that the market is always rational, and so am I. Beautiful. Implement self-control and how I'm going to react when the market doesn't go in the direction that I wanted. I will stick to my plan, try my hard to pass the account. It will really help to achieve my goals. I will journal my trades. Okay, so the one that says I will journal my trade. Hold on. So it's Winnie38. Team, please note that nickname down. You won one account because I already promised. So please put that your email in the about section of YouTube, and we are going to contact you. And then I have another one which said Brisa Eloy. I'm going to plan for when the market doesn't go my way. That is the greatest plan of all that you can implement for yourself as a trader. Team, please make a note of that nickname as well. And the rest of you, you have given an absolute amazing answers. And you know what? I really hope those are not just the answers, because your biggest win is to actually implement that for yourself as a trader, because you will thank yourself for doing this, because you will see immediate results of how you are understanding and perceiving the markets. Look, when it comes to the markets, when it comes to trading psychology, when it comes to technicals, it is all about perception. You and I, me and Roy, could be trading the same approach in the market. Absolutely the same. The same strategy, the same entry criteria, But it's not about the market and the strategy, is about our perception of the market. What Roy may see on that day and what I may see on that day may be completely different, and we will take completely different trades. We may take the same trades as well, but also we will take different trades, because it's about perception, interpretation that will be influenced by the external factors. And this is why it's so important to understand that we have the control in the way that we think, approach the markets, in the way that we engage and make decisions. Remember, only because you experience emotion, you feel extremely angry, it does not mean you have to act on it. You don't have to act on your emotions. You can acknowledge it. Yes, I'm feeling furious. The market has hit my stop loss and dropped 100 pips. That's, I know the feeling, but you don't have to act on it. You don't have to act on it, you know? So next, implement the premortem. And I have another Seneca quote for you. And Seneca says, fortune falls heavily on those for whom she's unexpected. The one always on guard easily endures. It's a bit of a complicated one, but essentially anticipate the worst case scenario before trading. And what if this trade loses immediately? What if I experience 4 consecutive losses? What will I do next if that happens? Those are the things that can really pre-refine your rational engagement in the market. So you are not then pressuring yourself to make immediate decisions. You are always ready. And control impulsivity. How do you control impulsivity as a trader? It's about the control of your mind. It's about the control and understanding what you are going through emotionally, not to allow for those emotions to dictate your action. So this is why I am saying it's not about removing the emotions, it's about understanding the emotions, because with the greater understanding of your emotions, you will not act on it. You will just acknowledge and understand that you're experiencing it, because you're supposed to, you're a human. It is a frustrating situation, but that doesn't mean you have to act on it. It doesn't mean that it has to dictate what's going to happen to your trading account, whether you're going to blow it or not. So patience, not urgency. Logic, not emotion. Decision making. Give yourself a pause when you are experiencing, when you notice that influx of emotions. Breathe. Walk away. Everything related to trading, walk away from your charts. Breathe, think, clarity. Remove your analysis when you return. Reanalyze the market. There is no rush. Another trade, another opportunity is just around the corner. You don't have to do that. And you know what helped me the most as a trader? I said to myself, I am going to accept my losses gracefully. I take a loss, nice, great, good on you. You've done what you're supposed to do. You're a great trader. Fine, doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter. Or someone will come to me, oh, did you take that trade? I didn't. It's fine. The next opportunity is around the corner. So in all of this, what I'm trying to say to all of you, you should maintain that consistency in your trading routine, on the charts, outside of the charts, in your mind. Develop that mental toughness, because in the markets, on the charts, you have to be tough. You have to be tough. It's not an easy job. I'm going to repeat for some of you that joined later. You are asked as a trader to predict the future in a way. We are making decisions based on past data and present data to predict what may happen in an hour, next 5 minutes, next day, this day, next 4 hours. We need to predict the movement of the market. And there is a lot of things that come into play, the technical side, fundamental side. There is obviously politicians that are now influencing with every word what may happen in the markets. That's fine. But that's why we need to make sure we are okay. We level-headed. We work on our mental toughness, on our mental well-being, on our mental health and our physical health, that we are understanding that our main working mechanism for our trading strategy is here in our minds, our precious brains, and we look after them. And we exercise that willpower, and we actually learn and step away when it's needed. We engage when it's needed. We understand the emotions. We understand all of the factors of what trading may bring to us. So risk management, trading psychology journal, track your emotions, thought processes, impulsive tendencies. back testing, forward testing, mental reset routine. I think that is the biggest thing I want you to take away from this session today. Mental reset routine. If the emotions run high, step away, breathe, take as long as you need, detach yourself, then come back, reanalyze. And of course, have an accountability partner, a coach, somebody that you can talk about trading. It's important. Utilize the community, Discord community that we have, funding pips. Talk to traders, talk to people. They will understand you. And those are the key takeaways and steps. Stoicism equals mental edge. And you are focusing on what you can control. And now it's time for you to ask me anything and talk to me about this session. But the point of all of this series is to help you gain greater understanding of yourself and greater understanding of how to have impact on yourself and your behaviors and how you work as a human and how your brain works, because all of that is important in your decision-making processes. And in trading, it is all about decision-making processes. So let me scroll through the comment section. I can see a lot of comments that had come through. And let's say, please give me a question, how to journal. Okay, so you can journal in different ways, of course. You can journal your trading data and you can journal your emotions as well. And, you know, when it comes to journaling your data, it's more technical because it's all about understanding your data and your winning and losing streaks and your win rate and losing rate, etc., etc. When it comes to your emotions, it can be as simple as understanding how you are feeling before taking the trade, during taking the trade, and after taking a trade. And that is going to help you a lot. I also shared in our Discord, in the psychology resources, a lot of different things on actually journaling your thoughts, on journaling your emotions to help you with your trading psychology. So Stoicism equals mental health. Yes, it does for sure. Okay, so someone says to me, sorry, I got here a little bit late, but I want to ask about holding trades when it's in profit. I tend to be closing early. Would you give advice on it? Yes, I would. And it's not going to be an easy one. The advice is you are overexposing yourself to your charts, because the reason why you are micromanaging your trade and therefore exiting your trade too early is because you are watching it. And no amount of watching your trade is going to move it faster or slower towards your TP. One of the comments that actually won the 10K challenge account said, what you cannot control is how long it is going to take for the price to get to your take profit or stop loss. And that's the absolute truth. You have to embrace the uncertainty that even if you execute your trade according with your trading plan and according to every single point of taking a perfect trade, you still don't know how long it is going to take for that to arrive to your TP or your stop loss at the same time. Therefore, the best thing to do is to step away from the charts and to set your alarms and walk away and keep yourself busy during that period. Because if you are going to constantly look at your trade, you are going to trigger yourself emotionally. Oh, look, it's moving up. Oh no, it's coming back to my break even. Please don't. And you start talking to yourself out loud, talking to the charts and saying, please no, move up just please last time. And that's not going to work. Maybe it's a release for some of us traders, and maybe it's a play for some of us traders, but actually all that is going to do is going to make you overthink. And when it makes you overthink, it makes you more emotional. When it makes you more emotional, you will close your trade. Therefore, leave it. And also understand the reason behind your take profit, okay? Let's just put it out there and remind you. You need to understand the reason behind your take profit. When I set my take profit, I always set it around the level where it's either going to be a pullback, at least a reaction or something, or where I think, okay, market may actually turn around here and I don't want to sit through pullbacks. So this is why I'm closing my trade. And then if it pulls back and it gives me another entry, I will just re-enter. because I know that if I'm going to sit through because I'm like, oh, it may go higher, I'm getting greedy. And then when the price comes back to my break even on my stop loss, I'm just going to feel bad about myself and my decision-making process. So I do hope this helps. Next one is Vinny38. How do you deal with premature exits of trades, and how much time should I take on the charts? Is it true that a lot of time on the charts leads to understanding it? Yes and no. So I am going to tell you one thing, okay? Actually, what I believe made me the trader that I am today and understanding the markets the way I do. For example, I very much understand the candlesticks behavior, etc. Is because I spent a lot of time on the charts, because when I started trading, I was genuinely, from the moment I opened my eyes, I was staring at it till the moment I went to sleep. And I had to do it to learn about the markets, and that helped me a lot. But at the same time, that overexposes you to the market. So, and during that period, I was learning, but anything I was earning, I was giving back to the market, giving back to the market, because I always wanted to replicate my best trade and my best profit day, etc. And I was just like kind of in that cycle, you know. So yes, it helps, but at the same time, you also have to remove yourself from the charts, because if you spend too much time there for the learning purposes, great, but if you spend too much time there, you will start seeing things. Oh, look, it's another buy. Oh, maybe it's a sell. Or maybe it's this. I was not going to trade, well, let me just take that trade. And that's how things spiral. So it's a little bit of a tricky one, and you need to understand what would work and wouldn't work for you, and what purpose are you spending time on that chart. Okay, now let's see more questions. Are you a trader? Yes, I am a trader. I've been a trader for almost 6 years now. How can a Stoic trader avoid overconfidence? Nice. And after a winning streak. How can a Stoic see? But this is what I mean. When you are Stoic, you are detaching yourself from that emotional factor. So you're more focusing on the things you can control. So it's also about very high self-awareness. So in those situations, you would ask yourself, am I taking this trade out of analysis and understanding that the market is giving me another opportunity? Because there will be some days in the market we will be able to get more out of them, because the volume is good, volatility is good, the analysis are playing out really well, and that can actually help us to have really good days, which is why not? Let's utilize that, right? But let's think about this. This is where you need to ask yourself that question. Why am I entering? Is it because it's another opportunity, or is it out of greed and out of emotion? Okay, if it's another opportunity, that's fine. Question number 2. Will I be okay? And this is why I said that before. I don't know whether you joined from the start. Is my account able to handle another loss? Answer yes or no. If yes, great. But am I mentally and emotionally able to handle a loss? Because I want you to assume that whenever you enter, you may lose. And then if your answer is yes, I am able to actually afford that loss mentally, and my account is able to afford that loss, great. Then when you enter, you will be detached from it. But if you lie to yourself and you say, no, I won't be affected, but then you start feeling frustrated, oh, look, I'm giving my profits back into the market, etc., that can be dangerous. So you need to just check with yourself with what works and what doesn't work. Okay, so let's see more questions. Good content. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much, Paulina. I learned a lot from today's session. I'm really glad that you have. How to practice gratitude for opportunity to trade. How to practice gratitude for opportunity to trade. Okay, let's speak this way. Let's practice gratitude in general, okay? And genuinely, I am telling you this, I do that almost every night. Some nights I forget because sometimes I get so busy, etc., etc. But I try to focus on the little things, on the things like I've got a nice pillow under my head, I am safe, I am good. I just remind myself about the small little things that we take for granted, but I have them available around me. And that really helps to keep you grounded and keep you human, you know, no matter the circumstances, how busy you are, whatever. And I also remind myself how grateful I am of the skill of trading, that I am genuinely grateful that I have that skill, that actually all I have to do is follow the rules. All I have to do is to check with myself to, stay level-headed. There are just certain things I need to engage in that are uncomfortable. But then when I think about the trading discomfort, I always compare, what about all of those people that are uncomfortable doing challenging jobs, getting up at 4 a.m, having to travel to work for an hour or 2 hours, or they are surgeons and they are saving people's lives. Those are the challenges. All us as traders, all we have to do is follow the rules and feel uncomfortable in our heads and be like, do you know what? I'm stronger than this. So I remind myself that actually it doesn't have to be that difficult, that we make it so difficult in our heads for our own, So those are the things that really help me. Then we have another question. Too much information also makes an effect on decision making. So it's more of a statement than a question, but it's a good one. It's true. So this is why I said reduce the noise, reduce too much information. At a certain stage as a trader, you need to think about what works and what doesn't work, and you need to start reducing things, because at the start, when traders are learning, you are overloading yourself with different information, which is fine and understandable. But actually what you need to do is start reducing the noise around you, and by reducing the noise around you, you will have clarity of your mind. Another question from Summit: what is good risk reward? A risk reward is very personal, At first, of course, when you are learning a trading strategy, there will be a certain risk reward ratio that will be recommended to you. That is absolutely fine, but your risk reward ratio should be based on your psychology and what is capable for you as a person, because that is extremely important. I could say, oh, well, I want ideally 1 to 10 every time, but psychologically, is that even possible? How would I manage all of those things? So it's really down to how you construct trading around you, around your skill, around you as a person. I have another question. Binabi Precious: is it true that when you begin to get everything correctly, then trading gets boring? Absolutely. Trading is actually boring because you don't actually spend that much time on the charts. You come in, you do what you're meant to do, you take what's yours, you remove yourself. That's it. There is no more excitement around it, but us as traders, we love it so much, so we make it exciting for ourselves, and we would want to trade all the time, but less is more, and it actually becomes boring. It's just kind of, you walk in, you know what you're looking for, it's either there or it's not. If it's there, you take it. If it's not, you move on, and that's it. I have further question. Paulina, thank you very much for the insightful session. I could really use that 10K kind, very genuine concern. I understand we will be giving more of those accounts away. So if you attend next session, that perhaps you will be able to win that. Roy, how to adapt ourselves according to market behavior becomes different due to Trump orders sometimes. How can we stop from doubting ourselves? You know what? I've had a really great advice from one of my colleagues here, Jaren, who you see on our social media a lot as well. For her, it doesn't matter whether it's a volatile day, news or not, she trades her strategy. And she does not care what is going on the fundamental side, etc. She sees something technical. When it's there, she's going to take the trade and she's not going to overthink it. And that's her approach. And I kind of love that. It's not kind of, then it reduces that questioning factor. What if this? What if that? What if the other? She just kind of goes, I see it on the charts, I take it. And that's great, but at the same time, if the market is more volatile or indecisive, then of course it's also good to step away and observe. So you can still observe the market, engage in the market, understand what is going on in the market, but you don't always have to be part of it. You don't always have to press sell and buy, just be engaged and with curiosity as a trader, observe what is going on, Let's see. My key takeaway is a Stoic trader would avoid chasing quick profits and instead focus on building sustainable trading career. Yes, absolutely. That is the key of this topic, actually. I saw that, I'm just scrolling through the comments. I see that you guys engaged beautifully, and I want to thank you so much. I want to thank all of you who are coming regularly to those sessions. I want to thank you guys that are new to these sessions. And I really, really, really enjoy having you all here. I really enjoy you guys engaging with me and asking me all of those questions. Next session is next Friday. Every Friday, 4 p.m. Dubai time, Trading Psychology series live, okay? And that's what we do. Then on Mondays in our Discord, Trading Psychology Corner at 6 p.m. Dubai time, we chat in a channel. I'm available there for an hour, so you can also ask me questions. Okay, let's see what other questions we have. Also, what do you do while you wait for the market? I keep myself busy with plenty of other things. If you are a full-time trader, you're at home, read a book, watch TV, do a lot of things, do things you enjoy. Literally, the time is yours, and this is the purpose of being a trader. The beauty of being a trader, whilst you are trading, you get to actually focus on yourself. Zeph is asking, what do you suggest to do when you consistently get losing trades? Keep calm. Losing is part of the strategy. As long as those losses are in line with your strategy, review why, what, this. That's it. And just execute. To me, taking a loss, no problem. Another loss, no problem. Another loss, no problem. I just execute my edge. It just happens. So you have to just gain understanding of your trading data and understand that actually losses will occur. But at the end, if you continuously execute in line with your strategy, everything's going to be okay. All right. Next session on stress and mental health. You've got it. We're going to talk about stress. And actually, we are going to also talk about stress. See, stress and mental health. Stress, of course, is part of the mental health, but I don't want to put everything in one topic. I want to talk about stress, but I also want to talk about the good side of the stress, and not just on the bad side, because I feel like stress is always perceived as the negative, but it doesn't have to be the negative. It can be a very positive for us as well. Okay. So guys, thank you so much for your attendance. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your beautiful questions. I just want to run you through of what is going to happen. So we have 4 winners of the 10K challenge account. Our team took your names down, but please, in your YouTube bio, in about section, write your email address. I'm going to personally contact you in regards to your account. Now, every Friday we have 4 p.m. Dubai time, Trading Psychology series. On Mondays at 6 p.m. Dubai time, on Discord, Trading Psychology Corner, you can come and ask me anything in a channel. And remember, our new success stories are every Wednesday with myself and traders of Funding Pips, and we talk about the depth of how the rewards they have received from Funding Pips impacted their life. So thank you so much, guys. Love you and leave you, and I will see you next week. Take care and have a beautiful weekend. Bye-bye.